What is worse, Amber Heard or the coronavirus? Amber Heard. That's the short answer. Now I'll do the long answer. Or at least I'll explain my answer. I'm going to talk about the similarities between Amber Heard and the coronavirus. But there's only one difference between Amber Heard and the coronavirus, and that's that the coronavirus is technically a virus and Amber Heard is technically a human. The coronavirus is a force of nature. Amber Heard is the product of human stupidity. However, both the coronavirus and Amber Heard emerged as a product of stupidity, human stupidity. Okay, so the main reason that Amber Heard is worse than the coronavirus is because Amber Heard, in a very real way, created the coronavirus. Not personally, but the Amber Heards of the world are the reason why things like the coronavirus were allowed to exist. Human greed, selfishness, the idea that all that matters is my own benefits, and to hell with everything else. Okay, so it's like this. I'm Amber Heard. Hello, everybody. I don't give a shit about the environment or real concerns like viruses and things, like real dangers in the world, because I just want to get a lot of money for myself and attention. I've decided that I'm going to be a moral authority, and I'm going to come out as a lesbian because it's going to get me a lot of attention. That's the real issue that I'm going to fight for. I'm not going to fight for things like maybe we should respect scientists and listen to them when they say things like there's problems a coming. I mean, I think scientists are cute little nerds with their pocket protectors and their calculators and their little studies and their charts. I mean, I think it's adorable. But I'm Amber Heard and I'm beautiful. And I'm one of the, I'm a little mermaid. And, I'm what life's all about. I get into all the high level, special bars and nightclubs, and I get the big awards. I talk to the important people, not some goddamn geek that is studying, he's just a nerd. He wishes he could come to the parties, but he's not good looking. So he's busy studying science and warning me about some silly virus. You see, I despise this stupid bitch because she kind of symbolizes perfectly the stupidity of humanity. Everything wrong with humanity. Now look, I'm no scientist, but it's pretty apparent. I've known this for 25 years. I'm 42. Since I was 16, I knew. The environment's the only thing that matters. And guess what? A virus is part of the environment, really, right? It might as well be ozone. It might as well be dumping plastic and fucking oil into the ocean. It's the environment, right? And the virus is having a really good time in the environment right now. I don't think that the reason I think the virus is better than Amber Heard is because the virus is coming for her. The virus doesn't really care if she's beautiful or if she thinks that women, are vulnerable, innocent angels that are guilty of nothing. The virus doesn't care if she's got millions of dollars or that she's starring in Aquaman 2. It's still going to come for her. It'll come to her faster than it's going to come for me because I don't go to take trips all over the place. The virus is coming for Amber Heard because Amber Heard was busy talking about how she was physically abused, telling lies, when she should have been focusing on preventing viruses from emerging. This ditz, this bimbo, this retard, she had the opportunity to hobnob and mingle with some very powerful people, including Elon Musk. She had the power to make people think about certain things, but instead she decided to talk about a fantasy fiction where she's a victim. And you might think, why am I talking about Amber Heard when I should be talking about... I'm a hypocrite. I should be talking about the coronavirus. Well, this is a hobby. This is not my main thing. And also, I'm not making allegations of anything against anybody. I'm just making an allegation of her being a moron, I guess. But I've never, my whole life is a testament that I've never bought into all of this bullshit of money and nice cars and hot women and getting famous. Actually, I kind of bought into that. But since I was 16, I've always said the only thing anybody should talk about or fight for is the environment, because everything is under that umbrella. Like, there's not going to be any lack of racism or gender equality if there's no environment, right? Or there's not going to be any money if there's no environment. Look how quick the stock market's waking up to how important it is to fight the coronavirus. All because this retard decides she's going to be a role model, and then other retards who could be smart, but they're young people, she wants to be a role model to them. So they're thinking, hey, maybe I could marry a Johnny Depp one day, and then I can get all in the spotlight and get all this attention, take all the attention off of real things. No, little girl, you should be looking at a female scientist who's studying viruses. Don't look to the Kardashians for as heroes. They are not heroic. Now, the truth is that I wanted to make a video about Amber Heard, but I also wanted to make a video about the coronavirus. So I decided to, as a challenge, see if I can, how many ways I can link the two of them together. Pretend that this is about her, comparing her to the coronavirus. But what I'm really doing is just allowing myself to talk about both. No, a big thing is, and I'm not the only person who's thought this, is that the smart people should stop warning the stupid people about things like viruses. They don't want to believe in climate change. They don't want to believe that there's any problems. Don't tell them. They don't tell Amber Heard about the coronavirus. Let it come for her. We got to cut them out. Like, don't tell Trump about the coronavirus. Tell him everything's fine. Don't tell him that there's a hurricane coming, because he's too stupid to look it up himself. But instead, we've got the scientists warning people like Amber Heard, keeping her alive so that she can further oppress and disgust us, make a mockery of our existence as human beings. I find it very funny that people, the masses, generally don't. I like what Goethe does. He says the masses instead of saying idiots, rather than the individual. Sorry, not rather than, but the individual as opposed to intelligent people, because it's less insulting. So yeah, I'll just use those terms: the masses versus the individual. So I wonder why the masses are so surprised at something like the coronavirus when they've been ignoring it, like these potential dangers, always, right? All they cared about was, getting that starring role in a movie, or marrying some rich guy, or getting a nice car, or making more money. They spent no time thinking about stuff like viruses. I mean, any reasonable individual would have expected something like the coronavirus to have hit 20 years ago. I can't believe we've gotten along without it this far. And it's going to come back. This is what happens when you're an idiot, right? When you don't care about anybody except for yourself. And you put your money only into things that are going to immediately make you more money. Right now, but that's redundant. Immediately make you more money. I bet Amber Heard feels pretty stupid that she wasn't talking about virus prevention for the last 5 years but rather she was talking about how she's a victim of imaginary abuse. She's just come out and admit that it's her father who abused her, and she's just projecting her image of her father onto Johnny Depp and every single person she ever dates. And when I used the word idiot just now, I was using it actually appropriately. The actual meaning of an idiot comes from ancient Greece. An idiot was somebody who didn't want to participate in democracy. You'll see it. It's right in the dictionary. The etymology of the word idiot. An idiot is somebody who only cares about what's going on in their life and doesn't get it. Like, well, if everybody else dies and there's poor people, who cares? As long as I'm okay. An idiot is literally somebody who doesn't vote because they're happy with the way their life is. Yeah, this is a bit disjointed, but it's hard to talk about Amber Heard and coronavirus at the same time. So it's fun. It's a fun challenge. If you want to survive the coronavirus and Amber Heard, we'll just refer to them as the same thing. The Amber Corona, the Corona Heard? Have you heard the corona? Heard corona. If you want to survive the Amber Heard virus, the best thing to do, you don't need to worry about not talking to people or not going out in public. You don't really need to worry about people breathing on you. You just have to be as healthy as possible. Don't smoke, and I'm smoking right now and I'm drinking right now. Don't drink, don't smoke, and that's your best shot against Amber Heard virus. You got to be healthy because the Amber Heard virus is going to try to beat you up. And you need to stay away from elderly people because the Amber Heard virus will probably try to beat them up too. You just need to keep Amber Heard away from everybody, especially vulnerable people. We need to protect the frail, elderly, and weak from Amber Heard. See, Amber Heard doesn't give a shit whether you're a nice person or whether you're abusive. She's coming for you no matter what you do. She hates you and wants to destroy you. It's irrelevant whether you're a nice person. Amber Heard does not discriminate with her hatred. She hates everyone equally. And you know, the first thing people find out about Amber Heard, and the first thing they do is they run and try to buy toilet paper, which just shows how stupid they are. I mean, that's not how you're going to fight Amber Heard. Not with toilet paper. You just got to be healthy. You can't throw toilet paper at Amber Heard and make her go away. I think they're buying toilet paper. I think it might be because they're just so scared of Amber Heard that they're literally shitting their pants. They literally have to wipe their asses. They're going through so much toilet paper because they're shitting their pants out of fear. The incubation period of Amber Heard, if you're living with Amber Heard, is about 4 days. So basically everything seems okay for 4 days before she starts becoming violent. So some people are actually immune to Amber Heard, so they can they could live with her and have no problems, but then they can transmit her. They can introduce her to somebody else, and then she fucks their life up. So just because Amber Heard doesn't affect you doesn't mean you should meet her. And she spreads almost like a virus. Like if you introduce her to one person, that person's going to introduce her to two people. Those two people are, and before you know it, she's infected everybody. She's hitting everybody. If you wear masks or gloves to avoid getting hit by Amber Heard, it's not going to work. It does nothing almost. You basically just want to stay at home because Amber Heard will find a way. She that's what she does. A German study found that people who encountered Amber Heard had close to 10,000 times the amount of brutality, and they were accused of being rapists or abusers. 10 times more than any average person, girl, and 10,000 times more than SARS. That was a test group. Scientists, the German scientists, they found people who had, contracted Amber Heard, and they followed them around for a while, and that's what they found. They had 10,000 times the rate of physical abuse and accusations. China created Amber Heard by having chickens and ferrets like in cages right beside each other, which was a great breeding ground for someone who's like Amber Heard. So we've stopped, getting imports from China, which really sucks though, because we get most of our drugs, like life important drugs, from China, but it's all because of Amber Heard. And people are so worried right now about Amber Heard, panicking about Amber Heard, that there's money to be made right now. I'm thinking about selling rosaries not on eBay because nothing can be transported anymore. Rosaries that were blessed by a priest who specializes in keeping Amber Heard away, for all the people that are freaked out about Amber Heard coming to visit them. I mean, the religious people, right? They're so paranoid of Amber Heard coming and hitting them and accusing them and fucking them up that I'm going to sell them rosaries that are specially blessed. I mean, people are so turned off of Amber Heard that the whole economy is going to shut down. And that's why, buy a shitload of cigarettes and sell them for $50 a cigarette. Apparently, Germany during the World War, after the World War, you could sell a pack of in Germany, you could sell a pack of American cigarettes. You could trade it for a car. And if you ever liked Amber Heard or paid to see Aquaman, then you paid for this virus to exist. And so don't be surprised that it's here now. Okay, I think that's all I got. I understand it was a stretch, but I was winging it. That was my attempt to talk about both Amber Heard and not Donald Trump, and the coronavirus at the same time. If you like gays, click like. If you like blacks, comment. If you like women, click notification bell. If you like gay women, subscribe. And if you like gay black women, Patreon, Human Warnings, give me money.